Hello there, and welcome back to the Codex. I just wanted to put out a quick video showcasing an interesting change that we recently got in the Kome update just a few days ago. So let's hop into the arsenal here. So I'm using the Artax. If I go into my modding screen here, you'll notice something very interesting. This has viral radiation, cold, and heat. How do I have cold and heat together? Why are they not combining into blast? So DE recently changed the Artax to now preserve 20% of its cold damage to always stay as uncombined cold damage. So no matter what you mod for, 20% of the Artax's cold damage will always be cold damage. This makes very interesting build combinations that are literally usually impossible from an elemental combination standpoint, now possible. For example, you can have viral and cold, even though cold is used to make viral, and you can have uncombined cold and uncombined heat rather than them combining to be blast. So with this combination here, I've modded on viral with toxin and cold mods, and then radiation with the actual radiation mod, radiated reload. So in total, we have viral, radiation, cold, and heat. This is a incredibly potent combination to be able to have on a Sentinel weapon because all four of these elemental types are incredibly useful, and having them all at once is insane. So viral is a damage multiplier. When this applies to enemies, you'll just do more damage. Radiation is causes a confusion effect, so it gives you some crowd control because enemies will start hitting each other. But my favorite part about radiation is that it actually disables Xmas auras. If you proc radiation on a regular enemy, they can't benefit from their Xmas's auras, and if you proc it on the actual Xmas itself, I believe that they're not able to share their Xmas aura to other people. So basically, you're just deactivating Xmas auras, which is incredible. Cold will, of course, freeze enemies and also give you extra crit damage per stack, which is doubled when you're at max stacks. And heat will be a semi-crowd control as well as a up to 50% armor strip. So combining all of those things together on a very high status weapon, you can see on this build I have 129.5% status chance with a 25.83 fire rate with just having Prime Shred on. It would be even higher if you were using Vile Acceleration, for example, but I want to keep on Prime Shred for the punch through because this weapon performs dramatically better with punch through, so that you can hit those crowds, and especially with Shivering Contagion on, you can spread those cold procs much more often, especially because technically my chance of proccing cold is fairly low at 7.2%, but with how fast it fires, and combined with the fact that each enemy hit will spread their cold procs to other nearby enemies, the cold applies dramatically faster than you would think. Now, before people ask me why I'm using Rifle Aptitude and Split Chamber instead of Galvanized Chamber and Galvanized Aptitude, I'm not using Galvanized Aptitude because this weapon does horrible damage, so the damage doesn't matter. Galvanized Aptitude would actually be worse on this build because it would give 10% less status chance and a useless damage increase. You don't care about the damage that the Artax does. It does not do good damage. Galvanized Chamber, however, is a good option if you are going to use a rifle primary on which you have Galvanized Chamber equipped, because the only way that Sentinels can use Galvanized mods is if you also have the Galvanized mods on your actual weapon and you activate them. Once you activate the buffs on your weapon, then the stacks are able to carry over to Sentinel weapons, and they can benefit from those Galvanized stacks. So you can get the 230% multi-shot from Galv Chamber on the Artax, for example, but only if you are using it. Now, with all that out of the way, let me hop into the Kuva Fortress Survival on Steel Path and show you how funny the newly reworked Artax is. Alright, so we're here in the Kuva Fortress, and I am playing as the newly reworked and incredible Nova, also. But that won't really matter a whole lot for this showcase. I might speed them up a little bit just to get the enemies to rush towards us, but aside from that... Yeah, look at this. If I look at the status procs there. It's freezing crowds of enemies because of Shivering Contagion. You're getting those heat procs, so you're getting that armor strip, you're getting the confusion effect from radiation and turning off Xmas auras. You're getting the damage multiplier from viral. I paired it with Nautilus. Nautilus is a insanely good Sentinel to pair this Artax with, because when you combine the punch through that Prime Shred gives with the grouping effect of the Nautilus Cordon precept, you get a very effective outcome, I'll say. Let's go ahead and use Nova's Prime here and just show how fun things can get. Yeah, you can see those cold procs. It just instantly freezes everyone around them because of how amazing Shivering Contagion is. So you're getting so many debuffs on the enemies from using this Artax setup. This is actually incredible. This is a real contender in terms of utility to the Verglass, because previously, before this update, really the Verglass was essentially unchallenged. But the fact that this weapon can use essentially a typically impossible elemental combinational setup makes this an extremely interesting setup to test out. I would recommend you guys look into this. Like I said, this is just a quick video. I just wanted to showcase kind of how funny this is. The fact that this is so effective, and the Artax is so easy to get. Remember, you get this just from building the Taxon, so this is essentially like the first Sentinel weapon you get in the entire game, and it's now this good. So just keep that in mind. I'll be trying to make some more videos soon here, guys. Again, still covering a bunch of the Kome update, new quality of life stuff, new frame changes, etc. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.